Okay, you're right. Trying to set up this. Hello, everyone. Let me see. Seems like we are live. Let me share the link so everyone, other people can join. Let me share the link to the community. So, how are you guys doing? Just give me a second to share this. Share the link to the various communities so other people can join. Let me see. Just give me a second. Let me share. Hello, guys. Hello, guys. Hello, Samuel. Just give me a share. Let me share the link so other people can join. Juliet. Oh wow, Ben. Good to see you guys. Good to see you guys. Today is going to be a great session. I prepared. I have some stocks to talk about. And I'll also be showing you guys my portfolio here live. So just give me a second. Let me share this to the community. So welcome everybody. This is your opportunity for us to get to connect. If possible, if I can bring someone up here so you can ask me live questions, I look forward to seeing your faces. So just give me a second. Let me share this live to the community. Good evening, Samuel. Okay, good evening, Ben. Good evening, Ben. Hope you're doing. Can you guys hear me? If you can hear me, please say you can hear me, so I'll be sure that you hear me. Please let me know if you can hear me. Can you guys hear me? Leave a comment if you can hear me, so I'll be sure I'm not talking to myself. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you guys hear me? Please let me know if you can hear me. I want to be sure I'm not talking to myself. So good evening, everybody. We are going. Okay. Thank you so much, Ben. Thank you so much. I want to be sure you guys can hear me. Oh, okay. I'll drop the link to the community. I'll drop the link to the community. Let me get the link. Let me just get the link. So let me get the link and pin it. So that's the link. That's the link to the community apps. I just dropped it in the comment section. So let's just jump right in. In today's session, we're going to be talking about stocks I have in my portfolio. Let me see if I can share my screen because I want to show you guys. I want to show you guys my portfolio. I built a dashboard that tracks my portfolio. So hopefully after this live session, I'll give some of you guys that are live here access to the dashboard so you can use it for yourself. Let me see. Okay, perfect. Okay, let me share my screen. Can you see my screen? Please let me know if you can see my screen. Can you see my screen? Can you see my screen? Can you guys see my? Please let me know if you can see my screen. Comment if you can. Say yes if you can see my screen. So I'll be sure you guys can see my screen. My 1 month stock market dashboard. I built this dashboard just this past week. Okay, awesome. I built this dashboard just this past week. It was a little bit difficult. Yeah, I'll not say it was not difficult, but I was able to build it out, and I'll be willing to give those that joined this live session. I'll be willing to just DM me on Telegram that you attended the live session. Then I'll give you access so you can also have it and use it for yourself as well. So these are the stocks in my portfolio. You can see I have VFD, I have VFD Group, I have Veritas Capital, I have MTN Nigeria, I have GTCO, and I have Dangote Cement. And you can see that if you come down, you can see that this year so far I've been able to invest 749,659 naira, 38 kobo. That's how much I've actually invested so far in Q1 of 2024 actually. And I've made a loss. You can see I'm at a loss of 46,000 naira. I was actually at a profit before, but the Nigerian stock market has been on a downward trend. It has been falling recently, so I've been on a loss. Let me see if I can see I've been at a loss so far. I've lost 40k this year. Now I'm going to show you guys how much I've spent or how much I've invested so far. Can you guys still see my screen? I want to be sure because I'm bouncing through to check. So I'm able to invest 749k into the stock market. Sorry, 749k into the stock market, and I've made a loss of 46k. Now you can see that if you take a look at this spreadsheet, you see that um, this company called VFD, the sector they're operating in is in the in the investment sector. What they basically do is they invest in companies, right? They are just like, I don't know if you guys have heard of Berkshire Hathaway in the United States. Okay, you can see the screen now. Can you see it now? It's not really clear. Wow, I don't know if it's network. Is it clear now? Is my screen clear now? Julius, is my screen clear now? Just let me know. I want to be sure. So basically, I've been able to invest in VFD Group. VFD Group is a company that operates in the finance sector here in Nigeria. They basically invest in shit. This must okay, perfect. In Nigeria, so you have to make sure everything is working perfectly. Okay. As I was saying, VFD Group in the finance sector, they basically invest in companies. They are just like the Berkshire Hathaway of Nigeria, right? They uh, so my screen is not showing at all. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Let me be sure you're hearing me. So we start talking about screen. Can you guys hear me? Can you guys hear me? Can you guys hear me? We have to manage. I think it's network. Can you guys hear me? Please let me know if you can. Okay, you can hear me. Okay, perfect. You can hear me. Now, can you see my screen? My screen. Can you see my can you see my screen now? Can you see my screen now? So now I know you guys can hear me. Can you see my screen? Okay, awesome. Awesome. Um okay. Okay, perfect. Okay. My screen is not shared. My screen is actually shared. I just don't know. Let me just okay, you guys can see my screen. My screen is actually shared. But let me just be talking. If you cannot see my screen, just let me know out. Maybe we'll start doing this stuff okay, awesome, 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 John. Awesome. So as I was saying, I invested in VFD Group. VFD Group is a company that basically, they basically invest in companies right here in Nigeria. They have their portfolio involves the oil and gas sector. They invest in some of these movies that show in the cinema. There's one of these popular movies that made a whole lot of, I think it's Black Book or I've forgotten the name. They're actually one of the people that funded that particular movie. So the company is a company I bought into for the long term. So you can see that the market cap is 51 billion naira. And for me, any company in Nigeria here that has a market cap of 51 billion naira and above, I categorize them. Okay, any company that has a 51 billion naira to 100 billion naira market cap, I categorize them as medium size. Because if you convert that particular money to dollars, it's not really much, right? So I categorize them as medium size company. And then any company that is worth like 100 billion naira and above, almost even 1 trillion naira, I categorize them as a large company. And as you can see here, Dangote Cement on my dashboard is in the manufacturing sector. And if you check the cap size here, if you see the cap size, you see that it says large. So they are a large company here in Nigeria because they're among the trillion naira big boys in the Nigerian stock market. Now, if you see the number of shares I have, coming back to VFD Group, you see I have around 1,458 worth of VFD Group. And when I was buying this particular stock, I bought it at an average price of 202 naira, and I invested 295k into this particular company, right? And then if you check the total value, you see that the stock has not fluctuated much this year. It's still worth the same, what it was still worth in the total value. If you check the total value, it's still worth the same thing, right? It's still worth 295,000 naira. Now, if you scroll like this and take a look at the allocation, you see that 42% of my investment this year went into this company. You see that 42% of my investment or my capital are invested in this company. And so far this year, I've made a loss. I've not made any loss in this company. The stock has been stable so far this year. And then they have an outstanding share of 253,369,000 naira. Now, if you come down, you see that all these spaces that are shining red, these are the stocks that have lost me money or have not even appreciated. They have just been stable. And you see that um, I've only made money this year from Dangote Cement, and that's why here is shining green. It's shining green in this dashboard. So this is the only company that has made me money. And the total gain I made from Dangote shares, the total gain I've made from Dangote shares is 105%. So I invested little amount of money. I invested 20,000 naira into Dangote Cement, and I actually made a video for that. It's on the YouTube channel. I invested 20,000 naira into Dangote Cement, and this 20,000 naira is now worth, if you check the total value, is now worth 41,000 naira. So the money literally doubled, right? It's literally doubled. So what if I had put in 200k, 300k, 3 million naira? My money would have doubled. So Dangote Cement really appreciated this year. And if you see, my capital, my allocation, Dangote Cement is the lowest place my money is in. I took a little bet in Dangote Cement, right? And then it's what made me the biggest money. And that's what happens in the stock market. The one, the screen is not shared. I think it's network. I'm just bouncing through the screen and through the this thing, but let me just continue. Dangote shares has made the biggest money this year. And it's actually the one I put in the smallest money, and it's the only share in this whole portfolio you're seeing here that has made me the most money. And another good thing is that Dangote Cement is a dividend paying company. Now GTCO, I don't know if GTCO is here. I actually invested in GTCO. Let me just go back to the invested in GTCO. GTCO has lost me money. GTCO has lost me money. But at the end of the day, GTCO is a dividend paying company. They have a history of paying dividends. So that was one of the major reasons I invested in the company. And again, I took a look at their financials and looked at the long-term plans of the company. I said, okay, this company is a good stock to buy. But at the end of the day, right now, I'm noticing that lots of their customers are complaining, and it's not making me to, rethink and say, is this company worth it? I'm not looking at banks in Nigeria that their customers are talking good things about them, because I feel that is going to play a major role on the long run. Now, if you take a look at the likes of Zenith Bank, the likes of Access Bank, the likes of UBA, one thing I've come to understand is that there are some banks that are that it will be hard for them to die. You get, if you're someone that is looking at playing it safe, then you want to invest in this kind of companies. Example is Zenith Bank. Zenith Bank is a company that, let's say, they're in bed with the government. Most corporate organizations make use of Zenith Bank, and Zenith Bank is a company that has a track record of paying dividends. So if you're looking at playing it safe, you want to be earning your dividends, then Zenith Bank is a bank that definitely you want to buy no matter what, because it's going to be very, very difficult for Zenith Bank to say that they are going to die. It's going to be very, very difficult. But all these smaller banks, like the likes of Wema Bank, which other bank again? There's this other bank, I've forgotten the name. These banks are banks that, though their stock price are not that high, not that much, a little policy from the CBN could actually affect them. Now they are talking about recapitalization. Most of these banks, it might be difficult for them to raise money, and you see that these bigger banks like Zenith Bank and the rest of them might end up merging or recapitalization, and that's one of the major reasons. Again, most of these banking stocks are down because of the recapitalization. Because at the end of the day, when they start raising money again, you see that if you have 100 shares of Dangote, the thing will come down a little bit, because they are looking at raising more money, and they might have to dilute your shares, right? So that's how it works. But the good thing is that if when your shares are diluted, it's now worth a little bit more. But sometimes investors don't really like when their shares are diluted. They rather have their shares being the same and still worth more, that kind of thing. But with the capitalization, it's obvious that the CPN is looking at raising money from foreign investors, and there are high chances that Though the stock prices of most of these banking stocks are down, there are high chances that it's going to, go back up, right? So if you want to get access to this particular um this particular Excel sheet, you just DM me on Telegram. Just tell me that you attended the live session, and I'll share to you. And I'll share to you. I'm trying to see how I can explain it to you, but it's just that anytime I go to the spreadsheet, it seems like it's not going to be showing again on the screen. So I just don't know how to rectify that. But hopefully I'll be able to sort that out later on. So what you can do is anytime if you get access to the spreadsheet, all you have to do is just let me see. All you have to do is just put in the place that says name, put in the name of the company you bought, and then orange. These are the places that you need to manually put in details, and then automatically these places that are shining blue will do the calculation for you, and you know how much your shares are worth, and how much you have lost, and and all that. So that's just for that. So let's just jump into the next thing for the day. I have some other things I planned out.